go right back to working our guard. So we're gonna start with that basic drill. I'm gonna put my feet on Liam's body. I want him to give me some pressure so I can bring my hips off the mat, okay? And I have that good connection. I don't want your hips laying on the mat, right? There's no connection there. I wanna transfer my body weight into the guy on top. To do that, my hips come off the mat. Then I wanna maintain this angle. I don't get closer. I don't want my knees to get this close to my chest, okay? So if I feel like that angle's gonna break, if he's driving into me, I'm gonna shoulder walk back. So I'm always maintaining this strong angle, okay? Now, if he grabs the inside of my pant leg, like you would typically in tournament jiu-jitsu, I'm gonna rotate around, big wide circle so my knee's out to break the grip, and then look to pin the hand, right? So I'm rotating around, come back over the top of the grip, that breaks his grip, and then immediately pinning the hand. He frees his hand, grabs again, right? Around to break one at a time. If he grabs higher at the knees, bring my knee to my chest, grab his wrist, break the grip and put it back. Okay, grabs here, knee to the chest, grabs. If he grabs no-gi, so he C-clamps my ankle, the opening is always between the thumb and the finger. So that's my way out. And again, I look to pin his hand. That's my way out, pin the hand, grab a different way. Good. Now it's up, right? So then out. But what I'm not doing is I'm not hanging out there letting this guy control my feet. You're always getting in the habit of breaking that grip, right? Keeping your hands on his body and maintaining that good distance. So go ahead and try that back and forth. All right, guys, look here for a sec. Let's lay on our back for a second. We're just gonna do some egg beaters. So just back off for a second. So just lay here like I am, and we're gonna start to circle our legs, okay? As you circle your leg, kind of loosen up your hip, your knee and everything. I want these to be as wide as you can make them without hurting yourself, okay? Nice and relaxed. When he's going to grab your foot, you're gonna always have a little bit of motion like this. When you're stripping grips, it's not a short circle like that because, come here for a sec, Liam. If he takes a solid grip on my pant leg down low, right, and I make a short circle, I'm chopping down over the top of his forearm, hard to break, okay? When I make a wider circle like this, I'm coming down over the top, basically the back of his hand and his wrist, more or less impossible for him to hang on to, okay? So when we're doing these kind of grip breaks, we're always looking at these more wide angles. So when we start defending guard passing, this is going to be important. So you want to make those a little wider, okay? And then the last piece now, he's going to be looking to put one of my legs between his legs, right? Or to get to the outside. So while we're doing all this, I want to make sure there's always two outside, keep coming, or two inside. Never one in and one out. So as long as I have two out or two in, he can't pass. Here, he can pass, okay? So what you're looking as we do this drill is you're looking to be aware, first of all, aware of when this happens. And second of all, minimizing the time that you're in that spot, right? You always want to be either cycling that leg back in or cycling it back out, but never leaving it there. Okay, keep going now. One of the most important movements here for jiu-jitsu, especially jiu-jitsu for fighting, which is our technical stand-up, okay? So from my back, you're playing open guard, person backs up, whatever, they're no longer giving you that pressure. I'm gonna sit to this spot, so everybody sit here. Okay, your bottom leg, I want the flat of your foot pointed towards your opponent, okay? And I want it on the mat, that's very important. If it's like this, your base is gonna be off, the person can hug your legs, they can do all kinds of different things to you that become impossible with just this little detail, okay? My hand is behind my shoulder, but close. When it's too far away, I lose distance. Now I'm not gonna be able to have distance on my kick, so I want this as close to my hip as possible, just like the hip bump sweep, as long as it's still past my shoulder, right? So my right wrist is behind my shoulder, but close, okay? And then this foot, if this is too close, again, I've lost distance, right? So I want it out in front of the other one. So Liam, where you at? Come here for a sec. Every one of these adjustments will matter. So he sits to technical stand-up position, and I'm gonna mess up his posture a little bit. So move this foot a little closer, and I'm gonna move this hand a little further back, okay? Maybe not that far, but there. And now, you lift your hips off the mat, and how far can you kick? Right there, okay? Now, bring that hand closer to you, and bring that left foot a little farther out in front of your back leg, okay? And now how far can you kick? Right? About another foot. So that's very important, because closer I get to him, the more chance I have of hitting him in the face when he goes to stand up, which is what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and kick him in the head or punch him, right? So he has to maintain that distance. When you go to stand up, you're gonna want your head to be over this point in your triangle. So your head needs to be over your knee. If you sit like this, like go here, move your head back over your back hip, now go to stand up. You'll still do it, go ahead and stand up, but it's a little awkward, right? Once you center your head over that knee, you can kick, and you can stand up here pretty easy. Both hands are on the mat before I let go and come back up to my standing posture. Super important move. Okay, so now here's the drill. Liam's on his back. He wants to maintain this perfect distance, keep some weight on my body, okay? And have 2 in or 2 out. Not let me feed the foot. We're gonna clear grips as he goes. And I'm gonna try maybe 50% to pass, and I'm gonna keep pressure on him the whole time. Every once in a while during the round, I might just back off. And when I do, technical stand up. And then right back to guard, and we go again, okay? Guys, look here for a second. I should mention this. Hooks, any kind of hook, right? You're gonna see this a lot. Go to your knees. When we do half guard, full guard, whatever, you're gonna use hooks, butterfly hooks that we use all the time. Anytime you put a hook in this guy's leg, it needs to be sticky. Okay, so when he's on and standing up, when I go here, I have to maintain, I have to have it be sticky. What that means is my pressure is going out this way, and if Liam goes to lift his leg, I want to be able to follow him and kind of stick with him. That's super important. That's the point of the hook. If you lose that, the hook's no good, right? So anytime I decide I put a hook in, the angle is always out here. If I go straight up, I'm going into the center of his weight, and that's very hard. I want to be low on the lever, which is the bottom of the knee, and I want to be flipping the lever so it's out, not up. And then when he moves his leg, yes, you always want to try and stick with him. That's very important when you use hooks. So we're not really talking about what to do with those butterfly hooks right now, but if you find yourself using one while you're in the round, that's all I want you to focus on. Keep it sticky, okay? Go ahead.